This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Welcome, friends. John Solberg here, your host for the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Today's show is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop. Purveyors of highly sought after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wyvara 9+ biscuits, and they are always handpicked just for you. Did you know The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for more than 15 years? Every week they're shipping out competition quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use The Butcher Shop win, and they win often. Even if you're not a competitor, you certainly deserve the finer cuts. Great news, The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-aged Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of the backyard. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock, and again, they're going to hand-pick it out just for you. Let's review the best competition briskets, check. The best pork selection, check. Giving you better overall options to cook at home, check. So give The Butcher Shop a call today. 850-458-8782. That's 850-458-8782. You mentioned the BBQ Central Show. They're giving you 10% off your entire order each and every time. You can also check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wyvara 9+ biscuits. And today we're taking a jump back to 2017. Greg's going to catch up with a legendary pitmaster of Slaughterhouse 5, Jeff Staney.
All right, closing the show tonight is a barbecue legend. He'll be enshrined in the Barbecue Hall of Fame this year, along with Melissa Cookston and famous Dave Anderson. Here to talk about that, as well as some other barbecue topics, is the pitmaster of Slaughterhouse 5, the owner of Joe's KC, and the Kansas City Barbecue Store. Let's head to the Smithfield Hotline and welcome first-timer to the show, Jeff Staney, joining me here. Jeff, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing tonight?
Absolutely fabulous, Jeff. Appreciate you making time for the show this evening. So, I guess right up front, I know there's like zero chance of us covering the whole barbecue landscape that you've been able to cover during your time in it so far, but let's go ahead and start, I guess, with the most recent announcement first. That, of course, that you're going to be inducted into the Barbecue Hall of Fame a little later this summer. Jeff, when you look back at how this whole thing kicked off for you back like in that 1990 range, did you ever fathom that one day you would be able to look ahead and realize you're going to be garnering such an honor?
No, absolutely not, Greg. This was a hobby that I fell in love with. I've always loved cooking. I fell in love with barbecue. I fell in love with the hobby and or sport of competition barbecue. And, it led into the business. And I think one of my goals I've told a lot of people is when I got into the barbecue business, I just didn't want to do another resume. So I wanted barbecue to be my career. And I've been very, very blessed. I've had great people along the way. I've had a competition career, a restaurant career, a barbecue, goods and services career. I'm in the sauce and rub business, and I live and breathe barbecue. So I guess I've just been there picking up different little things that I've kind of stumbled across over the years.
Jeff, if we look back, do you recall specifically what drew your attention into competition barbecue in the first place?
I think it was the word competition. I think that I'm a very competitive person. I love to play golf. I was active in sports as a kid. I think I would have done, if there were cake baking competitions, and there are now, but back then there weren't, it would have been anything that involved food and competition. At the end of the day, there was a winner. And in the middle of all that, there was associating with camaraderie and associating with like-minded people. I'd have done it. Barbecue was just the vehicle at the time that grabbed me. I could have been almost anything. Now I'm really glad it was barbecue because I don't really want to decorate cakes.
Jeff, were you as growing up? Was your household one where everybody was cooking? Did you have like a mom or a grandma or a dad that would like pull you into the kitchen or out in the backyard? Did you come up kind of in that live fire environment?
You know what? I really didn't. My family actually was very, very maybe bad cooks. I mean, my mother, admittedly, and we joke about this a lot, was not a very good cook. She didn't cook. I learned how to make French toast. I learned how out of a Peanuts cookbook, actually. I learned how to make Chef Boyardee pizzas and Kraft macaroni and cheese. And my dad traveled a lot, so I really made a lot of my own food. It's odd. I didn't have grandparents close by, so there was no real mentoring or growing up around a kitchen. It's something that I felt comfortable doing and loved doing it from a very, very young age.
From a parent's perspective, were they excited to see kind of your path as you were getting older and seeing you getting into more in this culinary type of a situation?
Both my parents have been very active. We've lived close by. We've lived far apart. My dad has followed my barbecue. In fact, one of the very first contests I was ever at, a Lenexa barbecue cook-off in 1991. My dad came in about 2 a.m. I think he'd been traveling all week, and he came out there and hung out with us. So they've been very excited about it. The one aspect I will tell you that I don't think they were as excited about when I sat them down and told them I was quitting my real job to go into the barbecue business. They were very supportive, but neither of my parents would be very good poker players, and I believe that I could see, especially in my father, I could see that he was a little bit scared that I was making maybe an unwise decision. But he now is a big supporter. We're going to be cooking this weekend in Lee Summit, Missouri. My dad told me just yesterday he's going to come out and spend some time with us.
Jeff Staney joining me here on the show. Jeff, you just mentioned you're still competing present day, but a different time back when you were really kind of pumping, taking big wins, American Royal, so on. What was competition barbecue like back then as you're kind of comparing it now, present day?
2017, that was the year of the big almost famous Dave debacle on that barbecue Hall of Fame announcement. I just thought of that. Don't know why I thought of that, but it don't mean to cause any issues for anybody who remembers that. Would you like to hear the rest of the show? I think you would. Head over to thebbqcentralshow.com and check it out. There's a link in today's show notes. It's going to take you to the complete episode. Do that. Hey, you want to get a hold of me? John, John, at thebbqcentralshow.com. Love to hear from you. Love to do a show for you. And until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I'm your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.